Thanks, everyone. Isn't it wonderful to hear these stories and to hear about the impact that's happening, not just in church, but through Stu's ministry specifically? I do want to talk about community chaplaincy more broadly because your support here tonight is going to have an impact beyond Liverpool. And I think that's really significant. I've actually got some slides on the screen for you. When I go around the place, because I haven't been too long in this role, I've been talking to people about community chaplaincy, and here's the question often, what's a community chaplain? And I've been going around the place and asking different community chaplains and people like Tim who have community chaplains, and the answers have been a little bit different depending on the context. So here's my attempt, okay? A community chaplain is, now pay attention everybody, I worked hard on this sentence, all right? Someone set aside for generous kindness to and gospel friendship with the marginalised to point them to Jesus and into church community. Okay, I'm just going to talk about this sentence for a minute. We've already heard some stories that reflect that, haven't we? Someone set aside from the 7-day cycle of busy church. Tim's sitting in front of me here. He's got to preach tomorrow morning. He's probably got that in his mind. I've been a church leader for about 20 years as well. It's very hard to get outside that sort of bubble of keeping all the plates spinning around this place. A community chaplain is someone set aside from that to be able to really engage with people out in the community. So that's very deliberate with that term. Generous kindness, because God is kind and generous to us and commands us to turn that out to others. If we're serious as Christians, we receive that kindness, we turn that out to other people. Gospel friendship as ambassadors for the friend of sinners, that's Jesus, who shared time and table fellowship with the least. And so we have friendship with people, we give them time, we give them listening. But it's gospel friendship, we're looking to point them to Jesus, as Tim was talking about. The marginalised who are not well represented in our Anglican churches. It's the sorts of people Jesus hung out with, really. He tended to hang out with the working class and the people on the street, not the people in high society. But they're not the sort of people typically that are well represented in our Anglican churches. I wasn't looking for this role. I got nudged about it, and I was like, it's a bit soon for a move. I got nudged about it again. And when I sort of took a closer look at it, community chaplaincy, reaching out to that tribe, that's sort of my tribe growing up. I'm a Westie from out west of here, and I love my V8s and my rugby league, and it's always been on my heart that tribe is not so well represented in our churches. To point them to Jesus, who came to seek and save the lost, and church community. I want us to think about a deeply transformed set of relationships, not just an event. Interchurch community is not just church on Sunday, although that's really important. But church community, what does it look like for people to be joined into relationships of nurture and care and encouragement and discipling? And the WaYout Fellowship is a great example of an answer to the question, what's church community got to look like for people to be joined into it? Like that, these marginalised folk, or broken people, as Tim was talking about. Okay, it's not just an Anglicare thing. Where are these community chaplains? We've got them spread all over the diocese, and in fact further afield, up in Tamworth as well. We've got an Anglicare chaplain. They're not just Anglicare though. There are other churches, and you can see them listed at the bottom of that screen, who've gone, this community chaplaincy model is a really great strategy for reaching out to our community. And so it's a model that's spreading out around the place. Now, this is why I wanted to talk about this spread. I want to encourage you to be fired up about Stu's ministry here. He's been around a long time. He's been doing great work here. He's very well established, he's experienced, he's godly, he's so well worth supporting. And if you're watching this online, I want to encourage you to follow links, click through and contribute to Stu's ministry. He's the sort of guy you want to support. fruitful, well-established ministry. But it's not just here. Years from now, we're going to have a museum of community chaplaincy, okay? And you go in there and they'll wheel out a sort of mechatronic Stu because he was the original, okay? And I go, look at that. There was the original. Because for me in my role, with a vision of reaching people for Jesus through community chaplaincy, Stu's my go-to. I wheel him out and go, here's the lessons we've learned, here's experience, and he's wonderful. He's so generous. He's really keen to talk to others and to help me spread the vision as well. He's just this wonderful resource of wisdom and experience for this wider vision of community chaplaincy. So as you are invited to partner and contribute to the ministry, I want you to think about that wider vision as well. Times are tougher, aren't they? Cost of living crisis. And so invitations to generosity might be more challenging. I want to say to you, no, it's wonderful to give from a place where it hurts more and where it costs more. If we take Jesus seriously, Jesus said, it's more blessed to give than to receive. It's more happy. It's better to give than to receive. Do we take Jesus seriously? Right? So in a cost of living crisis where it bites more, I think there's a blessing in that for us. And so I want you to see the vision, I want you to hear the stories tonight and to give very generously indeed. Thanks everyone.